Immigration controls. Before World War I, America had absolutely no restrictions on immigrants coming in. They became what they called the melting pot of races. There were different religions, different languages in the US than there was in any other country. However, many Americans, especially white Americans, were quite alarmed at the growing number of immigrants, especially in the cities. And in the 25 years before World War I, the vast majority of immigrants were coming from Southern and Eastern Europe over here, which didn't speak English. Mostly Catholic, which America wasn't. They wondered if this was becoming a problem where it used to be it was English and Germany, England and Germany that had quite a large proportion of immigration, and that was okay. Therefore, in 1917, a new law was passed that imposed a literacy test on immigrants coming into the country. This was obviously going to favour people coming from the north and the west of Europe, where there was better education. However, it was fairly ineffective, and after the war ended, there were fears that millions of Europeans now would flood the USA, so maybe simply on literacy and speaking English, maybe that wasn't enough, but this was the first step in controlling who came into the country. The next attempt was in 1921, where Congress passed the Emergency Quotas Act. Quota is like an amount. These were based on nationality. The number of people admitted into America in any 1 year was limited to 3% of all the immigrants from that country that were already living there in 1910. This again favoured countries that had had a long history of emigrating to America in the north and west of Europe. Yet the government still aren't satisfied, and in 1924 another act was passed called the National Origins Act. This put further restrictions on immigration. That 3% figure of 3% of the people that were there previously was reduced to 2%. And the year that the timing started from was not 1910 but 1890. This was before World War I, so again favoured countries from the north and west of Europe. Countries such as Italy, Russia, Turkey, and Greece were hopefully to be restricted from America by this act. The overall number of European immigrants was to be restricted to 150,000 per year. This was only similar to the whole isolationism idea. America did not want anything to do with anybody else except itself.